So there's this Canadian guy who is a total a-hole. Now, like I say, he may just play one on TV, but if you are this morally repugnant and you're just playing a character, a morally repugnant character on TV, and there's a 0.0001% chance that people are going to take to heart what you say, then I think you're just as despicable as if you are actually that person. Maybe even more so because you're cynically doing it without any care as to what the implications are, and you're doing it for money. This guy is apparently a successful entrepreneur, and if it is the case that he plays one on TV, one can understand because he has absolutely no moral compass whatsoever. Oxfam came out with a new global inequality report, which said that 85 of the richest people in the world have wealth equal to the world's poorest 3.5 billion. Now, he does this show in Canada. I guess he's also on the TV show The Shark Tank. I've never seen it. But he apparently also has his own Canadian TV show, The Lang and O'Leary Exchange. I don't know why it is when there's a conservative and a supposed liberal. The liberal always says, like, well, I've got things to say to you about this, but we'll say it off air. Instead of actually providing some type of real defense. But this woman, Lang, I guess is her last name, she just really sits in stunned amazement and doesn't respond to Kevin O'Leary, this horrible, morally repugnant person. Let's hear his response to this.
Wealth, this is according to Oxfam, of the world's 85 richest people is equal to the 3.5 billion poorest people.
It's fantastic. And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say, I want to become one of those people. I'm going to fight hard to get up to the top. This is fantastic news, and of course I applaud it. What can be wrong with this?
Really?
Yes, really.
So somebody living on
I celebrate capitalism.
$1 a day in Africa is getting up in the morning and saying, I'm going to be Bill Gates.
That's the motivation everybody needs.
Only thing between me and
I'm
that
not
guy
against
is
charity.
motivation. I just need to pull up my socks.
I am not,
wait, I don't have socks.
Look, don't tell me that you want to redistribute wealth again. That's never going to happen. Okay?
You know what? You take a simple stat like this, which is neither good nor bad. It's just a fact.
It's a celebratory stat. I'm very excited about it. I'm wonderful to see it happen. I tell kids every day, what's wrong with this?
Comes up at a cocktail party.
No, Amanda, what's wrong with this statement?
One possible response to it.
If you work hard, you might be stinking rich one day.
We're talking about people in extreme abject poverty. That's how you get 3.5 billion.
No, we're not. You were just talking about really
category.
rich people.
No. Okay. I'm going to tell you later what you should say to this. Coming up after the break, a look at China's...
Yeah. You know what? Maybe you should have told him then. First off, this moron doesn't believe that we were ever get involved in redistribution. Is he aware he's living in Canada? But even if he had stated that in America, we do redistribute wealth all the time. We do it through taxation. We do it through single-payer health insurance in Canada. We do it in this country as well when we give tax breaks to corporations. When we build roads so that Walmart can ship their food. Governments pick winners and losers every single minute of every single day. Every government throughout the history of government. And then prior to that, monarchies and any type of organization of people picks winners and losers and redistributes all the time. The question is, who do we redistribute to? That's A. And B, yes, if you work really hard, you might be stinking rich. And if you buy a lottery ticket, you might be stinking rich. And if you happen to be driving behind an armored truck full of money that hits a bump and they'd forgotten to lock the doors and the doors open up and a huge bag of money blows into your car And then the truck drives on, and so you don't have a moral dilemma. It actually goes through some type of time-space portal and disappears. And then when you take that money, that bag full of millions of dollars, and you take it down to the police department and say, there was a truck and it went through a time-space portal, and they say, we can't help you. You're crazy. You may be stinking rich. But when 85 people control more wealth than 3.5 billion, that's a strong indication that your chances of becoming stinking rich are absolutely infinitesimally small. And it's the same dynamic with wealth inequality in this country as well. And he either knows that and just wants to be provocative, or he is delusional. Either way, he's a morally repugnant human being. And it's pathetic that they can't find somebody who can make an argument rather than just sort of poo-poo him and say, I'm not saying that statistic is bad. You know what? It is bad. Even from Mr. Shark Tank's perspective, that's going to create a certain amount of social instability, which I know that you probably see as an investment opportunity, but you better just hope that they don't, find their way to that TV studio.
One of our YouTube listeners is saying how that show is the equivalent of Canada's Morning Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminded me of that a little bit too.